Hey all, Faust here, doing a how-to video here this morning. I've got to install this flooring. This is made, or it's I guess it's a product of this 3L Trip Lock and Click for You technology, made in China, distributed by the Home Depot. Ultra fresh, freshness protection. It's supposed to be a locking floor that is waterproof. It's a vinyl, so there's not really any kind of wood product in it. Says enhance wear layer, easy drop lock, sound migrating, and hide subfloor imperfections. Okay, so this says it has the underlayment on it. Okay, let me walk you through. Welcome to the job. Alright folks, this is where we're at. It says underlayment, so the customer was like, oh, we don't need underlayment. Well, on every one of these floating floors I use underlayment as a rule, because if you don't, chances are the customer is not going to be happy with the performance of the floor. In other words, this underlayment serves as a moisture barrier, and also we're putting this straight on concrete. So you want some kind of padding on this floor, because you don't want this floor tapping on the concrete every time you walk. And if you drop a glass or something, you don't want it to be like dropping it on the concrete floor. You might as well have tile in here. So the purpose of this underlayment, as you can see, it's taped, and the vapor barrier part is up with the padding part. This happens to be like a felt on the bottom. This is supposed to act like insulation barrier with the vapor barrier. So you kind of get two in one. I don't know what the customer paid for it, but it seems like a pretty nice deal. The floor has 3 different type of sizes. There's 1 size, 2 size, and 3 size. And you can mix and match for various patterns. Okay, here's a roll. Here's a roll of the vapor barrier. Let me get you the info on that, in case you're wanting to use the same stuff. I'll bring it to the light here. Alright, look. This is what we're going with. Traffic Master acoustical fiber underlayment with attached vapor barrier. Okay? So, use with all brands of floating floor, superior sound dampening, antimicrobial, inhibits mold, mildew, will not compress or crush over time. Thermal insulation, RO 0.58, isn't that much, but it is something. That's just the size. But this is the floor as I'm putting it down. As you can see, once it locks into place, some of the areas are hard to see where it starts and begins with the different planks. but they are natural, like natural wear or natural age looking planks. The stuff is waterproof. I mean, it's all vinyl and plastic, so. And then there's like a rubber underneath of it, which they call underlayment, but I would prefer to use underlayment as I showed you. It's a locking system. You see the lock part right there, and then the other side that locks into it, okay, is right there. So that would be the male side of the tongue and groove locking mechanism, and this right here is the female side. That's what I would say. Okay, they sell this block which has a rigid edge on it, so you don't hurt the tongue and groove on the material when you're banging it in. I always recommend having yourself a rubber mallet, because you don't want to crush any material, and you use this to knock. I usually use it on every piece just to make sure that it fits nicely and perfectly into the tongue and groove. So folks, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. I think it looks pretty decent. Again, it's called Lifeproof. 100% lifestyle, zero worries. That's where we're at with this. See, they're coming out with more stuff that's waterproof, because that laminate that they sell, like Pergo and all, if you didn't glue those pieces together, then that stuff is not waterproof at all. And a matter of fact, if it gets wet and you leave it sit there for over 10 or 15 minutes, that sucker's, it's going to bubble up. And once it bubbles up, that is a huge problem, because it's hard to just take one piece of flooring out of this stuff and replace it. It's almost like you got to pull up a whole half a room or something to get to the problem and fix it. So over years they're trying to remedy that and fix it so they don't have complaints about, you know, pulling up the whole floor when they get a wet spot, I guess. Again, this is Lifeproof. This is Faust. We're doing flooring out of Lifeproof planks. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Comments also can be put in the comments, naturally. Like and subscribe, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all the projects I do a video so you can check it out. And it could help you in the future if you do projects like this. Again, most of the laminates and all, they have the same locking mechanism and all. You just have to, you know, be worried about what kind of product it's made out of and whether it's waterproof or not, and whether you're going to like the pattern. I kind of like this pattern. Like and subscribe all. Videos to come. Faust, I'm out.